This week on ANN, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency works to bring aid to those impacted by a devastating fire in Bangladesh.
And the president of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church has a new program on Hope Channel.
And the documentary Fathers is nominated for a prestigious film award.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Reports estimate that more than 15,000 people were heavily affected by a fire that swept across the densely populated slum in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh.
The fire left 3 people injured and more than 2,000 houses damaged beyond repair. The local government has been working to place people in temporary shelters.
Assistant Emergency Response Management Officer for the Adventist Development and Relief Agency in Bangladesh, Victor Boydia, says thousands of families are now homeless and are in need of non-food items such as mosquito nets, clothes for children, cooking materials, and more. The need is overwhelming, especially for children. Parents are telling us they also want pillows and mattresses so their children can sleep at night.
To avoid duplication of relief aid services, ADRA in Bangladesh has begun a needs assessment. They are in constant communication with local authorities to ensure operations go smoothly. More information will be provided as it is available.
Hope Channel International is launching a new weekly television program entitled Revival for Mission that will premiere on Friday, September 6th. Hosted by President of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church, Ted N.C. Wilson, and the President of Hope Channel International, Derek Morris. The Revival for Mission program will explore ways people are serving their communities. The mission-focused television series will highlight both the value and impact of mission work through interviews with individuals currently engaged in mission. The program will also feature a monthly field episode where Wilson will be on location, sharing inspiring stories of people who are actively engaged in mission around the world. Revival for Mission will encourage engagement with viewers through its website, hopetv.org/revivalformission. Viewers can also write in to ask questions and share comments and download free resources from the show.
The documentary Fathers has been selected to be screened and nominated for an award at the 2019 Religion Today Film Festival. The festival received more than 1,700 films and entries from several regions of the world. Fathers is an intercultural documentary produced together with media centers from Germany, Australia, Lebanon, South Korea, Spain, Mexico, and South Africa. The 45-minute film follows 6 fathers in 6 cultures with varied joys and challenges. Adrian Duray, Fathers producer and filmmaker for the media center Stemde Hoffnung, explains why this film is so unique. Fathers is the result of a strong network. It is the result of a vision and the commitment of many people around the world. This movie is a clear and real example of everything we can do when we work together. The project coincides nicely with the 100th anniversary of family ministries within the Seventh-day Adventist Church, providing material to motivate, inspire, and to strengthen families around the world. It is a collaborative effort supported by Adventist experts on family and education. To see the full documentary, you can go to vimeo.com and search for Stemde Hoffnung.
More than 200 Adventist health and medical professionals, church leaders, members, educators, and students from across the South Pacific gather for the 2nd annual Lifestyle Medicine Summit in Sydney, Australia. Organized by Adventist Health, a department of the South Pacific Division, the summit boasted workshops and presentations from local and international speakers who inspire attendees to utilize lifestyle medicine as a way to share Jesus within their circle of influence. Presenters focus on various topics, including creating comprehensive health strategies, improving resilience and mental health, evidence of God's creative design, and the benefits of plant-based diet and regular exercise. A major theme addressed by many of the presenters was the strong connection between lifestyle medicine and ministry. Interventional cardiologist and president of the Adventist Medical Evangelism Network, Brian Schwartz, challenged doctors and medical professionals to tell their patients that they are merely Jesus' hands and feet, and that He is the real healer. Aside from engaging presentations, attendees also participated in breakaway sessions tailored to specific groups. In between presentations and workshops, everyone enjoyed healthy plant-based meals together. For more information about the Lifestyle Medicine Summit, visit record.adventistchurch.com.
And also in the South Pacific, Sydney Adventist Hospital in Australia has won a prestigious award for creating an app that puts patient health information at their doctor's fingertips.
Known as the SandCare mobile app, the project won the Health Informatics Society of Australia Enterprise Achievement Award 2019 for outstanding achievement.
The app was designed and built by the SANS health informatics experts to give doctors real-time access to patients' records, enabling them to see up-to-the-minute vital signs, most recent x-rays, scans, test results, and to communicate with nursing staff and the extended care services.
The app development team has been working closely with doctors to ensure that the SandCare app is user-friendly and fits seamlessly into their daily routine and tasks, and that users' advice is taken on board and tested.
Coming up, young people in Eurasia wrap up their camporee.
But up next, the Seventh-day Adventist Church Deaf Ministry in Germany celebrates 100 years of ministry.
Welcome back.
The Adventist Church in Germany recently celebrated 100 years of Adventist deaf ministry in the country.
People with hearing impairment experience faith as well as those who can see and hear well, just a little differently.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Germany sent this report.
Das 20. Jahrhundert hat schlimme Kriege gesehen und es hat viele Errungenschaften hervorgebracht. Daher kommt es, dass wir heutzutage immer wieder Jubiläen zu feiern haben. Die Menschen haben Entdeckungen gemacht und es gab bahnbrechende Fortschritte, die oft aus bescheidenen Anfängen hervorgingen. Die adventistische Gehörlosengemeinschaft beging ihr 100-jähriges Bestehen. Gehörlose und Gebärdendolmetscher waren aus verschiedenen Ländern nach Hamburg gekommen, um bei der großen Feier im Adventhaus dabei zu sein.
Willkommen im Namen der SDA Gehörlosengemeinschaft hier in Deutschland. Besonders für diesen Gottesdienst und besonders für diesen ganzen Tag, wo wir zusammen Gemeinschaft feiern wollen mit Gehörlosen, mit Schwerhörigen, mit Hörenden.
Die Gebärden sind nicht in allen Ländern gleich, wie ja auch die Sprachen für Hörende verschieden sind. Daher sieht man in der Veranstaltung verschiedene Leute gleichzeitig gebärden. Alle Nichthörende und Hörende wurden in den Gottesdienst einbezogen.
Was mich begeistert hat, war zu sehen, dass die Gehörlosen nicht nur so gebärden, um sich zu verständigen, sondern auch im Gottesdienst gemeinsam Lieder gebärdeten. Und die hörende Gemeinde ihnen eine Überraschung servierten, indem sie selbst gebärdeten das Lied. Das war super zu sehen und so habe ich gesagt und empfunden, das ist eine ganz große Gehörlosengemeinschaft und alle können die Gebärdensprache. Darüber habe ich mich natürlich sehr gefreut.
Die Adventistische Weltkirchenleitung hat einen Pastor zum 100-jährigen Bestehen der Arbeit für Gehörlose nach Deutschland entsandt, der selbst gehörlos ist und von seiner Frau begleitet wurde, die für ihn übersetzte.
I'm from the General Conference, the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Washington, D.C. I've come here for a special 100-year celebration of the deaf ministry in Germany from 1919 to 2019. We really appreciate all that Germany has done in the work for the deaf, and we look forward to their continuing work among them for the future.
Die Schicksale von Menschen sind sehr verschieden. Manche stehen trotz Beeinträchtigung voll im Leben, so wie zum Beispiel Geoffrey.
Ja, ich bin selbst gehörlos und ich arbeite für eine Gehörlosengruppe hier in der Hansa-Vereinigung. Ich bin Leiter und habe auch das Programm gestaltet heute.
Andere haben es noch schwerer und sind für ihren Lebensmut zu bewundern, wie zum Beispiel Sandor, der auf taktile Übersetzung angewiesen ist.
Ich bin damals gehörlos geboren worden. Ich habe noch nie was gehört, konnte aber gut sehen. Das wurde immer schlechter. Und je älter ich wurde, desto mehr hat sich die Sehfähigkeit aufgelöst. Jetzt dieser Festgottesdienst, was hat er für mich bedeutet? Ja, ich habe viel Freude verspürt. Es war ein gutes Gefühl. Und ich habe viele Freunde wieder getroffen, die ich lange nicht gesehen habe. Das hat mich sehr gefreut. Und die Dolmetscher haben auch in taktilen Gebärden für mich übersetzt. Das war auch eine große Freude. Die Predigt, ja, also war insgesamt wunderbar für mich.
Wir werden uns dann an das Kreuzesgeschehen erinnern, was er da für uns tat. Dass er uns errettete und erlöste.
Nach der Predigt fand die Taufe einer gehörlosen jungen Frau statt. Für alle Beteiligten ein fröhlicher Anlass.
Segne sie und ihre Familie, alle Leute, die sie unterstützen, ihre Gemeinde und begleite sie weiter auf ihrem Lebensweg, was ihr auch begegnet. Deswegen taufe ich dich jetzt im Namen des Vaters, des Sohnes Christus, Jesus Christus und des Heiligen Geistes.
Auch aus Brasilien war ein gehörloser Pastor angereist, der von seiner Tätigkeit berichtete.
Ich arbeite dort als Gehörlosenpastor. Ich gebe Bibelunterricht und ich taufe auch die Gehörlosen.
Anschauliche Musikbeiträge für Hörende und Gehörlose gehörten zum Programm. Staatliche Stellen, befreundete Gehörlosenwerke und Einrichtungen schickten Grußworte oder einen persönlichen Vertreter.
Ich bin im Auftrag des Verbandes hier und ich möchte euch herzliche Grüße übermitteln. Ich wünsche euch heute einen wunderschönen Tag und weiterhin einen guten Ablauf. Wir sind alle gehörlos und das ist wichtig, dass wir ein Ziel haben, dass wir Toleranz üben und Respekt und dass das ganz groß geschrieben wird in der Gebärdengemeinschaft. Vielen Dank.
Beim festlichen Kaffeetrinken konnte man am lebendigen Austausch erkennen, Menschen mit Hörbeeinträchtigung erleben ihren Glauben ebenso erfüllt wie Menschen, die gut hören und sehen können, nur eben ein wenig anders.
Recently, more than 110 young people within the Belarusian Union of Churches gathered for an annual youth event at the Mir Recreation Center near Belarus.
This year, the theme was In Your Hands. Youth Director for the Adventist Church in Belarus, Bogdan Kryokov, organized the event.
The young people were able to enjoy games, exercise, sports, and most importantly, spiritual training to be of service to others.
The Adventist Church in Eurasia region sent this report.
Ребята, я очень рад, что вы приехали на этот слет. Рад, что вы были с нами. Вам, конечно, пришлось нелегко, но мы справились с этим вместе. Я рад был вас каждого видеть. Вы молодцы, вы позитивные ребята. Хотел бы пригласить вас и на следующий год, и уверен, что вы приедете и даже больше приедет. И мы рады будем каждого принять, и рады будем вместе отдыхать, вместе славить Бога, вместе преодолевать те высоты и вызовы, отвечать на те вызовы, которые ставит перед нами жизнь. Пусть Господь каждого из вас благословит. Желаю вам вдохновения, сил, Божьих благословений. Желаю вам всего самого наилучшего. Пусть Господь всегда будет с вами.
Тут была создана такая удобная экосистема для того, чтобы мы могли формировать свои команды и вместе в этих командах смогли идти к чему-то, знакомиться, сдруживаться и так далее.
И я думала, что мне не понравится. Я вообще приехала сюда с мыслью, что мне вообще не понравится. Но с первого дня я поняла, что мои впечатления точно изменятся.
Поначалу очень было странно и непривычно, но потом, когда в это втягиваешься, становится легче, ты привыкаешь к этому напряженному графику и начинаешь ловить кайф от того, что вообще происходит здесь.
Интересные задумки, интересные идеи, интересные вещи мы творили здесь, которые бы я в жизни не делал дома. А из минусов, конечно, это отсутствие свободного времени. Я бы хотел чуть-чуть больше пространства, познакомиться. Девочки с России приехали красивые, я с ними познакомиться не успел, кошмар. В общем-то, надеюсь, они со мной успели.
Отдельный респект плову, конечно же, вчерашнему. Он зашел в сердце прямо. Уезжают сюда с багажом хорошего настроения.
Coming up, Emily Mastrapa is here to tell us how we can raise awareness for suicide prevention.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares a story of a snow cone vendor who shares Jesus with his community.
We may look, pray, read, think, worship, sing, and share differently, but we all look forward to the Sabbath. And we all look forward to the future when Jesus will come again. With this message in mind, we arrived at a core component for a new identity system, the creation grid, a simple 7-column structure for layout. The grid is a reference both to the prophetic timeline as well as to the creation week that culminated in the seventh-day Sabbath. Regardless of what or where you are designing, you can always find information to help you communicate that we are all Seventh-day Adventists.
Welcome back.
Wesley is a snow cone vendor in Trinidad Tobago.
But Wesley is a little different. He ministers to his customers' physical and spiritual needs.
Adventist Mission has more.
I'm a snow cone vendor, and I've been selling this from the age of 13, and now I am just about to be 40. It's a sugary liquid on ice and with milk. It's the best thing in the Caribbean.
Meet Wesley, a snow cone vendor in Trinidad and Tobago. Each day except Saturday, he wakes up early to grind ice before leaving for work. Then he slowly pedals his cart through the quiet streets of Felicity to sell his icy fare. However, Wesley isn't a regular snow cone vendor. He also ministers to people's physical and spiritual needs.
Because that is what I really deem it a privilege to be. To bring hope to the hopeless, to bring encouragement to those that are discouraged, to bring fulfillment to those that are empty, and more so to bring life to those who are dying without Christ.
Felicity is a rural sugarcane and rice plantation community. But even in this peaceful town are painful stories. Young children with little food to eat, men afflicted by illness, and families struggling to stay together. Wesley helps provide food, clothing, and other basic necessities for those in need. He also offers counseling to the families he meets. On one occasion, Wesley spent 2 days handing out free snow cones to 400 children in the area. He does all this to serve a greater purpose.
Sometimes people will stop me on the street, we will pray right there, we will enter their home, read a scripture, we will even give them words of encouragement and even invite them to church.
He's the best person to give them all support. Believe him. I tell you, best person. Because I don't know, everybody else has some strings attached to it. And you just do it without anything, right? You just feel it when talking to Wesley, it's very different.
Even though this neighborhood is made up of people from other world religions, Wesley has earned the respect of the community. Today, he offers physical and spiritual support to more than 30 families. Through this snow cone ministry, the local Adventist church has had many new visitors. Please pray for Wesley's ministry, that God continues to use him and others in Trinidad and Tobago for his work.
I want to say this job that I have is the best job I can even say in the world, because it helps me to meet people and to tell people about the love of Jesus.
Thank you for supporting Mission.
You can watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org, then click on videos at the top.
Every year, suicide is one of the leading causes of death globally for people of all ages.
Emily Mastrapa is here to share how we can raise awareness of the risks of suicide during World Suicide Prevention Day.
The World Health Organization estimates that over 800,000 people die by suicide each year, representing one person every 40 seconds. Research also tells us that some 65,000 people attempt suicide each year, and hundreds of thousands of people think about suicide. And for every suicide, approximately 135 people suffer intense grief or are otherwise affected. World Suicide Prevention Day is on September 10. This year's theme is working together to prevent suicide. Preventing suicide is often possible, and each of us are key players in its prevention. Every person can make a difference. We should help raise awareness of this issue, educate ourselves and others about the causes of suicide, show compassion and care for those in distress, and share our own experiences. There are many ways that you can take part in World Suicide Prevention Day. One way is by taking part in the annual Cycle Around the Globe event. Anyone of any age can participate and support suicide prevention activities by collectively cycling the globe. Participants can take part in groups, individually, and even at the gym. You can also take part in the Light a Candle event. Participants should light a candle near a window at 8 p.m. on September 10 as a symbol of supporting suicide prevention. You can also show your support on social media by using hashtag WSPD and hashtag suicide prevention. You can find information for this day and these events at iasp.info/WSPD2019. There are a lot of resources on their website that you can share across your social media pages to make your voice heard. As we show support as individuals, we can also show support as a church. We should show that the church cares. We should show compassion. And if people feel hopeless, they can come to us and find hope in Jesus and a renewed purpose. So join us on September 10 in supporting World Suicide Prevention Day.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to Henry Hilton for a look at Adventist history.
This week, the message of the Sabbath and the Adventist Church is spread to Alaska.
There are no boundaries to the good news of the Sabbath Advent message. On August 29, 1946, 12 adults and young people were baptized by Fred Wagner. But the location is what's particularly interesting. They were at Gambier, Alaska, an island to the far north. Sharing the good news to the Inuit people of north of the Arctic Circle formally began its efforts in 1949. The efforts of Marvin Troutman, Merrill Smith and his wife Doris received some interest. Others soon helped. In 1955, Glenn Murphy and his wife began 7 years of work at the town of Selawik. Murphy found a variety of labor alongside the Inuits, including building a church. See, by logging with dog teams in the winter and floating the lumber downriver over 100 miles, by summer they were able to build a church at Selawik. Later, in 1962, John Topcock and his wife Naomi became the first Inuit workers, traveling among their own people for hundreds of miles around the Selawik area in their own small airplane. Back on Gambier, on St. Lawrence Island, it was also important to note the efforts of Frank Doherty and his wife, who stayed there as lay members from 1938 to 1945. Their personal witnessing led to a number of baptisms. Also this week, William Clarence White, the third son of James and Ellen White, was born in the month of August, like his father, specifically August 29, 1854. Best known for his contributions to managing the publishing of his mother's writings as well as his father's material, after some years in the publishing work and his marriage to Mary Kelsey, he finally went to Europe in 1885, where he labored for some years before returning to help care for his mother and assist in various ministries on the Pacific coast of the U.S. And that, this week in Adventist History.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details. And feel free to send full video reports as well.
You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 34.
The passage says, "For his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation."
That's our program for this week, and remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.